What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're testing out this TF2 124 scale we scored on Facebook Market for just 80 bucks. It's completely stock right out of the box and we set up our indoor rock crawler track just for this test. Let's dive right in. First up, let's take a quick look at this tiny beast. Under the hood we got the N30 micro motor paired with a 2-in-1 ESC and it's ready to run on a 2S LiPo right out of the box. The damp shocks feel pretty decent and the Bitlock wheels are wrapped in Mickey Thompson Baja Claw tires, so you got a solid setup right out of the box. The hard plastic body is packed with details like mirrors, wipers, and door handles. It even comes with a detailed interior, adding to the realism. Plus, there's a set of decals to customize your rig. I went for the classic Mojave look from the early Toyota years. And if you want to add some extra flair, there are some light buckets ready for a light kit upgrade. Enough of the techno baffle. Now let's move on to the obstacle course. This part it's all about testing the suspension and the crawler's ability to tackle uneven terrain. From steep inclines to tricky rock gardens, we'll push this rig to its limits and see if it can handle the challenge. Let's go! In the trail section, we can see that the ESC delivers a solid speed right out of the box and the N30 motor provides decent power. The transmission, it's okay. The tires are self-cleaning effectively, handling the breeze with ease. Overall, it's proving to be a great rig for the trail. Now, let's step it up a notch and head over to the log and rock section to test its articulation and see how it handles tougher obstacles. As we tackle bigger obstacles, we notice that the ESC starts to struggle a bit. You can hear a winding sound, but with a little of extra throttle, it managed to get over those bigger obstacles. The articulation is somewhat limited and the suspension travel is not as extensive as I'd like. Plus, it tends to rub on objects underneath due to its low clearance. But overall, it's navigating the course pretty smoothly. You can adjust the throttle to keep things steady or push it to the max for some extra speed. Now, let's push this rig to the limit with some serious articulation challenge. Here, we're testing how well the suspension travel holds up as it climbs over obstacles. We also see how the tires and clearance perform in these tougher spots. Let's see how it handles. Here, we can see that even with its friction damp shocks, limited clearance and articulation, the rig handled the articulation module pretty well. It's really just about picking the right line using good throttle control. Overall, it's making its way through the course nicely. Even though some folks had some complaints, I think this little rig is actually pretty solid. Next up, we're hitting the 30-degree incline to get a feel for the drag brake performance. Then, we'll step it up into a 60-degree descent to really push it to the limit. We're also testing how it handles those big gaps between modules. This is where balance and control really matters. On the 30-degree incline, the drag brake does a solid job. The rig handles the climb with ease, and the CG sits nicely up front right out of the box. Now, let's take it over the big gap, the fender bender, and see how it deals with that challenge. This gap turned out to be a bit challenging for the rig, mostly due to the limited clearance and articulation. The smaller tires don't help much with performance either, but hey, don't get me wrong, they add to the scale realism, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, we elevated. Still seen kings and queens, no lockout plates so clean, they make you cry. RC love is more than play, it's a crawl life, every single day.
With a bit of careful throttle control, though, it still makes it across the big gap just like any other rig would.
Crawl mode activated, look, trail so steep but we never hesitated. Rocking that slope, all geared and plated. RC life and we celebrate it.
Now, let's hit that 60-degree descent and push the drag brake and the CG to the limit. Let's see if it holds steady or does the little tumble-wumble on the way down. Now we're heading into the underpass to see how it handles tight spaces like caves or bridges. And just for fun, Yeah, it cleared it like nothing. It's a small rig, 124 scale, no surprise there. It cruised right through. Now, let's take the course backwards, starting with that 60-degree incline to see how it handles those steep climbs. This one is tough for most rigs right out of the box. It's a super steep incline with a tricky step that makes gripping the surfaces pretty challenging. I wasn't expecting this rig to make it over, but I'm surprised it did. So that's a solid setup right out of the box. Now let's take that fender bender again, take that 30-degree descent and see how the drag brake handles it. The drag brake is surprisingly good right out of the box. It stops well and lets you pick your line again. Now let's move on to the flex module and the rocks. I'm just gonna leave you with some B-rolls of the rig backing up the course. Then we'll hit the trail section again to pack some dirt into the tires. After that, I'm going to challenge it to tackle the mud pit, testing the steepest incline and seeing if it can make it back down.
Fear to fly. Chop oil bleeds, gears grind deep, but my rig was built to creep. Throttle punch or feather and light, every inch is a crawler's fight. Custom lace, steel on deck, we rock the line with zero wrecks. Rocks may break, but I don't shake. If I
Hitting the steepest incline of the mud pit, the underpass, I'm actually surprised this rig made it over. It struggled a bit, but it got through the mud pit. I'm surprised because not even the Lexus SCX24 could clear this, but this rig made it through stock. Now, let's head back down. On the way down, I'm expecting Tumble-Wumble since it's such a steep descent. Last time we tried with the Lexus GX470 in stock form, couldn't make it. It just tumbled and wumbled every single time. It handled the descent with no problem. Yeah, it struggled a bit, but it managed to make it down and get back on track. The main reason we did this test was to set a benchmark for the upgrade series we're planning. It's gonna be a tough one since finding upgrades is tricky. We might even try to make a replica of the 110 scale that we have here of the Trail Finder 2 150th anniversary BFGoodrich. I don't know, let me know. What would you like to see next? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. I'll catch you on the next one.